award ceremony. Tonight, you'll help us to celebrate this third year in basketball at Banquet Academy. As a staff, we're grateful for you allowing us to have your kid here and help him to develop as a basketball player. This year was littered with great accomplishments by individual players and team successes. As we go through tonight, we will be awarding several players with various awards. 3 such awards are the Coach's Award, that represents a player who has been the hardest and most dedicated worker. The Eagle Award represents the most impactful player throughout the season. And the Most Improved Player, this represents a player that has grown his game the most during the year. At this time, I'd like to call to the stage Coach John Obas.
So now that I have all these guys up here, I just wanted to say for a second, like, it was really fun being with this group every day. They brought a lot of tenacity and a lot of fun again to every practice. As I look at these guys, every single one of them got better, became a better human being, better basketball player, and some of them, you know, came in as babies, but are leaving as grown men. So I really enjoyed this group. So now to announce the award winners. Most Improved, Bradley Wanamaker. And the Coach's Award goes to Sam Knight. And the Eagle Award goes to Akani Sitole.
2 overtimes and 1 at the buzzer, so everything was very close. And I thought we improved a lot as the season went on. Individually, I saw a lot of improvement just day in and day out. Even now, just looking at them and when we play in practice, saying these guys have come a long way and their work ethic and understanding the game. And I think I'm excited for them to come back and show what they've learned this year and over the summer and hopefully do more in the program. So for the awards, the first one is going to be the most improved. This is going to go to a guy I thought got much more comfortable as the season went on and became someone who, even though it was a bigger body, he was able to kind of stretch his game out, be more comfortable on the perimeter, handling the ball, understanding more defensive concepts. So this most improved is going to go to Jamie Sullivan. The Coaches Award is going to go to someone who is always asking questions, wanting to get better, putting time in, is around the gym, not just for our team, but for every other team in the program. And really is a pleasure to have him around and always wanting to learn more about the game, working hard, being a role model for the other players on the team. So the Coaches Award is going to go to Zach Knight. Eagle Award, this guy has really set the tone
All right, now I'm going to introduce the JV Purple team. Ryan Almeida. Easy Cam. Noah Cam. Fatima. Lucas Lopez. Jeremiah. Lucas Nieves. Justin Suarez. Cole Cohen. Gustavo Vela. So, another group I really enjoyed working with this year. There was, ebbs and flows of the season, a lot of ups and downs. I was really proud of how we became a completely different team entering the end of the year. I just want you guys to learn, just like I said to you before, that we got to make sure that we don't allow that to happen to us next year. We got to come out and buy in, make sure that we move forward and continue to grow as players. Every guy here was put in some work, and we started really to bond towards the end. And I'm looking forward to every one of you guys and the future athletes and stuff we got. So my real winners, most improved, is going to go to Cole Cohen. The Coach's Award is going to go to Yuvi Dimwall. And the Eagle Award is going to Justin Suarez.
Varsity purple guys, start heading over to the side here. Like Coach said, I'm Alex Big, head coach of the Varsity purple squad. Guys, I'll call your names, step on the stage for me. First we have Mateo Arabella, Ayamai Bonicio, David Vidar, Jackson Cook, Lucas Apollo, Jared Frankel, Arthur Lee, Marco Lushik, Oz Akbi, Osvaldo Willow, Diego Torres, James Wang, and Logan Williams. Now, just to give a few words about these guys, it was an absolute pleasure getting to coach these guys. Of the 13 guys we had on our team, 9 were from different countries, so it was a great experience, I think, not only for me, but for these guys, to get a chance to play with players from different nationalities. This group worked their tails off all season long. It didn't matter the type of game we were in. The effort was always there. The end result wasn't always the best, but at the end of the day, these guys, got to give credit to them. Always bringing energy and effort to every single game in practice. If I have to give any kind of highlight to the season, probably a few, having the chance to go to IMG and take down one of the varsity squads, there was a good victory for this group. Having the chance to take down with the postgraduate groups at DME with a team of mostly juniors and seniors in high school, and then having the team given the chance to make the SIAA state playoff, which was pretty good. We'll go ahead and move on to the awards now. So first off, we'll talk about the most improved. This guy is the youngest guy on the team, but he was 100% one of the most impactful by far. I think throughout his game continuously grew, and as a player, he was very productive for us all season. That's going to be Caden Bedard. Next up is the Coaches Award. This is going to be, I usually call him my assistant coach because he was pretty much out there helping me coach practice each and every single day. He was the court general on the floor, and again, one of the most productive players in our team. This is going to go to Marco Lucic. The Eagle Award is going to go to this guy. This guy was a complete beast for us all season. Must have had 10 points, 10 rebounds, and about 6 blocks in every single game this season, and at least 2 to 3 ferocious dunks a game. He worked his tail off all year long. I can't remember if he missed a game or not, but he was very durable. Played his tail off all the time, and very effective player for us. I'm a ship. Give these guys one more round of applause. And now we're going to welcome up Sydney Varsity Gold Coach Joe Katuka.
Right now, I will introduce my team Thank you, Coach Joe, for the introduction. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben Mizewski. I'm in my 4th year here at Montford, my 2nd year with the Post-grad team. Before we call up the Post-grad team, I just want to thank a few people. Number one, parents, thank you for all your time, your energy, and your effort that you've invested in your sons that have allowed them to be here in our program. 2, Dr. K, Coach Boyle, Michelle, Coach Ray, you guys are the foundation of our program and allow us coaches to do what we love and allow the players to train at the highest level. Finally, Coach Pickett, who assisted me this past year. Not only is Coach Pickett a tremendous coach, but he's one of my best friends, and I'm really going to miss him next year. All right, so the national team, come line up here, but in order of when you're called, okay? So the person who's called, come up so Coach Ray can get the handout situated back. All right, you're gonna see that a number of our guys are missing, so post-grad players at spring break have the option of going home, so we're comprised of junior, senior, the majority of post-grad, so more than half our team is already home and getting prepared for college. So I'm going to name everybody even if they're not here. Leo B, Janzi Durrani, David Gibbons, James Goodis, Emmett Hendry, Josh Horn, Jackson Huxtable, DJ Jackson, AJ Pierre Jerome, Colin Killian, DJ Richards, Vucevic, TJ Wainwright, Jermaine Webb, So our starting point guard, TJ Wainwright, at the end of the year, he came up to me and he said, Coach, you recruited a lot of different characters and somehow it all worked out. And the summary is that we had a really diverse group of personalities and it took us a while to figure it out. But a big turning point in our season is when we went up to New Haven, Connecticut. We were scheduled to play #1 Brewster Academy in the country and St. Thomas More, who's a traditional power. And I have to say, Coach Ray, you were a big part of the reason why we won. Is Coach Ray back there? Okay. So, Coach Pickett, Coach Ray, and I were having lunch the day before we were leaving. And at the end of the conversation, he said, Coaches, just come back with 1 win. We know you're not going to beat Brewster Academy. So, we took that to heart, Coach Ray. And that was part of the pregame speech that I told the boys. I said, fellas, there's nobody in this gym that believes in us but us. Even Coach Ray Miller doesn't believe in us. And so our guys were really fired up. We not only did we beat Brewster Academy, but we hammered them by 22. And it was the start. So it was the start of a 10-game winning streak, and that really was kicked off our season. So thank you, Coach Ray, for the inspiring words. We finished the year 28-5. We won the state tournament here in Florida. We had to win 3 games in 3 days, and our guys had a refuse-to-lose mentality. We swept IMG and DME in state. Always great to beat our rivals. However, unfortunately, it didn't end the way we wanted it to. We got beat in the Elite 8 in the national tournament. And one thing I'll say about this team is they really bought in. And at the end of the year, everybody was playing for each other. We walked into that locker room, and it was emotional. Guys were crying, guys were hurt. We really wanted to be playing the national championship game at the end of the year, so I give them a lot of credit. It's not easy in post-grad basketball when you come from 1 year, you're here for 7 or 8 months, you want to earn a college scholarship, and you have to sacrifice, and you have to give up your own statistics and your own agenda for the betterment of the team. And that's what these guys did, and I'm really proud of this group. practice, and he brought it every day. He didn't always get the accolades, but everyone in our locker room knew how important he was to our team's success. The Coach's Award goes to David Giddens, who's also not here tonight. Finally, the Eagle Award goes to our top player, our MVP. This is going to be a shared award tonight. These two guys, they didn't know how much they needed each other. And when they figured that out, they took their game to another level. The bigger the game, the better these two guys were. So the Eagle Award goes to TJ Wainwright and DJ Jackson. All right, up next, the 2022 National Champions and head coach Kevin Ford.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today, all the parents. I want to thank all the parents, grandparents, or anybody who has helped send their child to our school, to our academy. We know you have a lot of choices, and we thank you for choosing us and trusting the school and trusting us. And hopefully we do a good job at that. But again, we appreciate you guys being part of our program. To the players, we also appreciate you guys being part of the program. It's amazing, because I'm in and out of different groups because I'm not the coach every day for each team. And with that, you see so many guys get so much better through the course of the year. Sometimes you guys don't see it yourself because you're with each other every day. But when you see a guy 1 week and then 10 days later, 10 days later, 5 days later, 10 days later, you really see some guys start to develop, start to understand how to play. And a lot of times it's, you might see a guy that looks the most improved and he might be the 8th best guy in the team or the 10th best guy in the team. But they've come from being a beginning player who maybe watched the NBA and decided they want to be a pro player. They watch Ben Simmons on TV or whoever it is, Steph Curry, and decided they want to come here and try to get good at being a new player. And then you have some other players that are very good players coming in. And in all cases, almost everybody who buys in, works hard, usually exceeds their expectations. With the varsity team, we've created really high expectations over the years because we've had a lot of good players over the years. Before we get into that, though, I don't want to be forgetful in thanking, the school and Dr. Kessering for helping me put this program together a number of years ago. Me and my wife were sitting with Dr. Kessering and said this would be a great idea to start an academy program here because a lot of kids want to be part of it. And that was the start of, this, which grew into a lot of other academies as well. Secondly, I want to thank Michelle Story, who's basically the office manager / athletic director, and when you're dealing with 100, every picture, every birthday, it's a lot, and she's on top of it. There's almost never a mistake made, and it's really, she does a terrific job, and she probably could, in a lot of companies, we have 3 people doing what she's doing, so she does an awesome job. And then our coaching staff, we've had basically 5 guys involved with the varsity, 2 in an in-and-out role because they have responsibilities with CBD, and the new coach, Gio Woods, who did a very good job with CBD teams, and also added to us in different ways when we needed. If it was working a guy out, if it was being at practice, there's different things that we needed in the initial role. Joe Katuka, who coached and won the state championship with his team and did a terrific job. I mean, Joe's a tough coach, but he does a great job. He always does a great job for us in practice or working the big guys out as was a terrific big player himself. I mean, one of our big players, we spent a lot of time with Malik Knows, probably the best big player in the country in the sense of fundamentals. And then we had 2 other coaches, Kevin Boyle Jr., who's kind of puts the program together for CBD of what drills we're going to do each day. And then he does a ton of film work, a massive amount of film work every day. Like right now, he's looking between high school kids and 5th-year kids, everybody who's 6'9" or bigger in the country, if not the world right now, to try to go through tape of all those guys. And then we do a lot of that with individual plays when they get older to the post-grad team and the high school teams. We get more of the video breakdown with each team. He'll probably be with us another year and then venture up to the college world. He's as good as anybody at breaking things down and individual skill development. There's not a better guy out there at helping guys get better, and he's probably coaching half the practice with me right now. So he just did a fabulous job with our guys. And you know, if I pass away tomorrow, he'd be ready to step in and do that type of job. Next is my longtime great friend, and you know, just a great person, and also incredible relationships. You know, as many of you people know, everybody knows Ray on campus and in the whole basketball circuit. And he just does a great job building those relationships, being trusted, and telling people the honest truth, which goes a long way, not just telling them what they want to hear. And he attracts so many good players to our school because he's upfront and honest with the families of that it's going to be hard, what needs to be done, but also what can happen if you work hard. You know, so we just wanted to mention that, and I can't be, you know, if I was a major college coach tomorrow, the first guy I would hire would be Ray. I mean, recruit kids to schools. You know, most of these places have no idea how good he is, and they just don't see it because he's not at this level. And that's why we've had so many of the best players, you know, year in, year out. I mean, over the last, outside of, well, since Coach Krzyzewski's since Coach K left, there's not a school in America, including colleges, that has more of the top 3 players in the NBA draft than Montgomery County. Kansas, not Duke. And because of the great talent that we've been blessed with, these guys that come here and work really hard, we've been able to win 7 of the last 10 national championships. The next team in that period is a couple of teams with 1. So that's just great. The bar they set us so high. This year, I remember in January, I was in Calabria Pizza. We were #1 in the country, but we had 2 losses and we were still #1. And I had the guy from the pizzeria say, "What's wrong with the team? I can't believe it. You guys have 2 losses. What's happening?" And you know, I was laughing because I was actually in agreement with them that I wasn't really happy with the team or where we were. But we were actually ranked #1 at that time. We went on to lose a few more, which is very unusual for us. But the guys worked hard, they never quit. We finally figured it out. And at the end, they became #1 in the country, won the national championship again. They played 13 teams that appeared in the final top 10. I think the next team played 9. One of the teams that was #2 in the country, they played 1 team in the final top 10. That's why, even though they upset us, we passed it because we had played 13 teams of competition that strong. Anyway, right now, I want to call the players up. First, from Baltimore, 6'9", Derek Queen. Next, Amir Ali. From Texas/Ohio. Next, from Canada, Mikel Khan. Russell play against Precious Azura, who went here, and Scotty Barnes in Minnesota. And there's a guy from Canada, the Toronto team, and he comes up to me and goes, "We got a great player, I want to send him on Bird." And I said, "Who is it?" He goes, "Mikel Khan." And I said, "He's already been in our school for 2 months, so he was trying to act like he had the guy, he was going to help us get him. And he was already at my Bird for the last 2 months. Next, another guy from Baltimore, one of the best young players in the country, KJ Evans. Definitely the best defensive player in Baltimore. The next young guy came to us in December, and we played against him earlier in the year, first game of the year. He ended up getting sick and throwing up on our bench, on our team. And about a month later, he called to transfer to our team. He was talented, but did not know how to play too fast, didn't really know how to play. And then at the end of the year, he ended up being the key guy as a 6th man in the national tournament. And right now, he's the 2nd leading scorer in the Nike UIBL after 2 sessions training with forward. The next guy was as important as anybody to us winning, and people don't realize this, and a lot of times you think, you're just saying that coach to be nice, but this next guy didn't play a lot for us. He came from Australia. He sent me a video of himself running on the beach up like 30,000 steps. There's something incredible. First of all, it was a beautiful beach, but I've never seen somebody run up all these steps and back down. And I said, we gotta give this guy a shot. But his effort and attitude every day makes what a team does really good. This year, I thought we didn't get a lot of new guys, and one of the reasons we lost early, we did not have a great early practice team. Usually our practices are better than any games or harder than any games. This year they weren't. He helped us grow to that, and over the years, guys that sometimes don't get the playing time or they didn't make it to the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th man are really as important to the team achieving its success as the second, third, fourth guy, because you can't win without them. And this year we didn't win early because we didn't have that, so we built that. And from Australia, Brett Bailey Crawford. The next player is an awesome athlete, came here as a senior. I remember I went to an AA tournament at CP3, and his coach grabbed me and said, you guys should take Dylan Mitchell. And I remember Coach Miller telling me, don't take him. We don't need him. We have too many guys. And I said, we have to take Dylan Mitchell because he's too athletic, and if we don't take him, I am Jesus. So, one of the most improved players in the country, he just was going to Texas. I don't know why I asked him about the next guy has been here with us 2 years, just a great person, great student, was a great sub for us last year, was a great starter this year, probably the most complete baseline player, 4 or 5, high school. He's got incredible moves, he's just so fundamental, and he just goes about his business the right way. And one day, 5 years later, 10 years later, you look and he's going to still be playing, but he just does everything the right way, and we're leaving it up. The next guy came in with a good reputation. I remember seeing when he was young. He didn't come that time. He came the following year, but he's just 6'5", just a complete player. He came in, I think, had to learn he had to be a point guard more. He had the ability, but he had to improve his decision making, had to improve his ability to share and understand that. And I thought he became the key to the team at the end of the year. Not only was the premier defensive guard in the country, he also sacrificed so the team could work better because we didn't have a lot of guys moving the ball. And he was willing to sacrifice, and that was probably the difference with us winning the championship at the end, his sharing at the end. And again, I think he's the guy that's going to see the NBA before he keeps the same attitude, the same work ethic. Jalen Savino here. And the last guy has been here 5 years, which is a long time in any school, especially at Monberg, for all the rain, he came from back where I live in New Jersey, and my friend Coach Pete Grammy, told me he was trying to send him to drink down here, and the school was very apprehensive of taking the 8th grade because all the teams that young. But over the years, more than being a player, he truly is one of the most liked people by everybody on campus. More parents, teachers, other students. He's just got a really good way about himself. He's really matured as a student, a player, a person, and from Scranton, Pennsylvania, Brick City, North New Jersey, Tariq Whitehead. Now we're going to announce some team award winners. First, Mr. Hustle Award goes to Bailey Crawford. The next player is not here tonight. The comeback player of the year, Sky Clark, who had played with us. Came in, unfortunately, Sky came in. He was going to be probably starting on the team, and then he had an ACL injury. He worked his butt off to get back. He came back, and after a couple weeks, he broke his hand. Then he came back from that, and then after 2 days, he broke his nose. So he had unbelievably bad luck, but he also was the guy that hits the game-winning shot against Calvary Christian, that if we don't win that game, we probably don't have the mental ability to get through and go 7 weeks to win the national tournament. So he played a tremendous role for us, just as inspiration, working to get back. And he's going to be great at Illinois next year. The next award, chairman of the boards, this guy, again, great athlete, he go up and get it. And he was, that was really, he was two guys that were terrific. And we gave the award to Dylan Mitchell. The next award goes to a player who was here the year before, but we thought he improved the most. He played behind Taylor Duran, who's going to end up being a lottery pick for Memphis this year. So we had to wait his turn, and the biggest thing was at the end of the year, he was not just the best big guy, but he was also a big guy that early in the year you tell him, do not dribble, give the ball to guard. Later in the year, we were so comfortable he had the ball in a situation where he had to make a decision in a play. So he really grew and slowed down. The game really slowed down for him. Malik Bernard. The last two awards are the Coaches Award. The Coaches Award, again, goes to a guy with leadership, hard work, toughness, just a complete player. And again, came to bring it every day. I respect him a lot because he brought it every single day. Before practice, after practice, in practice, Jalen Hood to the field. The next guy, the Eagle Award for the most outstanding player. Again, he's been here 5 years. He's going to Duke. He just, and he got mentally tough too as the year went on. He didn't score in the Calvary Christian game, the mid-final, to 5 minutes left and 18 in the last 5 minutes. So early in his career, he would have been done for the game. He wouldn't have been able to sustain that. He started bad, he would finish bad. So his mental toughness really grew through the course of the season. And he's going to be a terrific player at Duke next year. Has a good chance to be a player after that. Okay. Now, Kevin Boyle Jr. is in the front because the athletic department also recognizes 6 players from varsity teams who represent the core values of the program: education, accountability, growth, leadership, excellence, and sportsmanship. Kevin Boyle Jr.
Hello, everyone. Receiving these awards from the athletic department, the education award goes to Bailey Crawford. The accountability award, Dylan Mitchell. Growth Award goes to Malik Bruno. Leadership Award, Dorit Whitehead. Excellence Award, Jalen Hood. Sportsmanship goes to Sky Clark. Varsity, you can return to your seats. Coach Ray is now going to recognize a list of players and where they'll be headed to school next season.
So we'll bring Coach T to the stage to announce the strength awards.
Alright, so yeah, I'm going to announce the Lift of the Year awards for each team. Again, for these awards, we kind of did the Lift of the Week awards that everyone really enjoyed, and I've telling Coach Boyle and Ray and Miss Michelle. This is my third year with the CBU program, and I really think this year was really the best quality as far as overall training that I've experienced myself in the weight room. Just the maturity, the intensity of the kids. I was really impressed with this year and had a lot of fun with a lot. And so for these awards, it's not always about the numbers you're putting up, how high you're jumping, how fast you're sprinting, or how good you are on the court. It's more so just what you bring to each session, what you don't take away. Never having it on you to work hard. You always bring it every single day. So just get it out. So one player from each team, you just come up. We got some T-shirts for you, and then we'll get a group picture of all the lifters at the end. So for the post-grad team, I think this was pretty obvious. I didn't work with them too much, but I was in the room when they were training. That is Jermaine Webb. For the varsity gold team, and both varsity teams combined award. Again, it's where never really had to say anything to him. Always brought the energy, added a lot of muscle mass on him this year. And that is Jared Frankel. For our junior varsity teams, again, this is as well as someone that really enjoyed the weight room a lot. Always would get after it, never would have to tell him to add any extra weight or anything like that. And that is Max Colby. For our freshman team, again, I think this one is definitely a standout. He always works really, really hard in there. It really sets the tone for the group, and that is Lou Byron Donnelly. And for our middle school team, there's a lot of contenders in there too. They're a pretty good group, and they like to get after it a good bit. But I think one really matured a lot in the weight room and really enjoyed it by the end, and that is Bradley Wanmaker. And then we also have one that just has a sports performance program for each academy as well as the varsity sports teams. And so our overall lift for the year, which again I think his work ethic showed for himself as far as the transformation he's shown in his physique and on the court. Spot in college next year, that's Jared Frankel.
I would like to recognize the last 2022 seniors. First year in October, Isaac Ali, undecided as to where he will go college next year. Come on up, Isaac. As I call you guys, come on up, all right? And you'll get a photo of yourself and why. Diego Torres. Bailey Crawford, Southwest Baptist University. Luca Apollo. Jackson Huxley. DJ Jackson, IUUI. Arthur Lang. Marco Trishan. Madison Miller. Dylan Mitchell, University of Texas. Will Patterson. Osvaldo Milan, Suffolk University. Jermaine Webb, American University. This is now our players that's been on hold for 2 years. Mateo Armando, Penn State Berkeley. Dylan Rufino, Indiana University. Malik Renault, Indiana University. Lawani Babs Ajmi, Eastern University. Nancy Ferrani. Jared Franco, Converse University. 3 years of program. Kameen Lou, Syracuse. Reese Mills, Queens University. 4 years of program. Alex Willis, University of South Florida. Chandler Freeze, Florida Atlantic. Jordan Hempstead, Nova Southeastern. 5 years of program. Doreen Whitehead, Duke University. Colin Kelly, Franciscan University.
Big round of applause for these guys.
All right, our last award of the evening is having a Coach of the Year. Obviously, we have 9 teams, so we have quite a lot of coaches that are participating in different teams. And this is always difficult because usually a number of the teams are doing an outstanding job and achieving success. This last year, 2 teams achieved a lot of success. The post-grad team went very far, did a great job, got to the quarterfinals of the national tournament. But one other team took it to another level, winning the state championship in the SI the first time he was the varsity team. And this coach has been with us for a number of years. He came to Mount Vernon in 2006 as a player from Nigeria. He came here as a player, went to George Washington University, played some professional basketball overseas, and he's been a part of our program for the last 9 years. He's a great coach, a great friend, and he loves basketball. He's in the gym all the time, on the weekends, night, knows the games. He's just a really good person, player. He's a tough coach. So if you don't know from the outside, you think he's mean and rough, but he cares about his guys and he really pushes them. This year's team really had good players, but if you've seen them at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, they were definitely, the state champion of their division and one of the best 15 overall teams, regardless of the division they were in or the Florida High School Association, varsities in the state. So Coach of the Year, Joseph Matuka. Lastly, tomorrow we're going to have a GoFundMe for